In tonight's headlines, thousands of people flock to Cheung Chau for the annual Bun Festival as children take center stage in the Floating Colors Parade. Video sharing platform YouTube complies with Hong Kong court order, taking down 32 video lengths of controversial protest song. And flash floods in Indonesia kill 67 people, with dozens still unaccounted for.
The streets of Cheung Chau were packed with people as thousands visited the scenic outlying island for the Bun Festival, which coincides with the celebrations of Buddha's birthday. Residents and tourists flocked to Central Pier, where additional ferry services were scheduled to accommodate the large crowds heading to Cheung Chau. Up till noon, Sun Ferry has recorded almost 13,000 people making the trip to Cheung Chau, 23% more than the same period last year.
I have a friend there from Hong Kong. I told him I was coming in May. He said, "Oh, you have to go to the festival. You have to go and check it out."
While waiting in line for ping on buns, which symbolize peace and health in traditional culture, Nick from Scotland says it's his first time experiencing the festival and is excited to witness the Pew Sick, or the Floating Color Parade. However, he said he won't be staying for the bun scrambling competition, which won't be held until midnight. Crowds were excited to see children dressed up as deities, while some decided to impersonate local sports champions like Cheung Chau and Chiffon Haughey. Some dressed up as officers from the Food and Environmental Hygiene Department. The parade, which is part of Hong Kong's intangible cultural heritage, saw children in full makeup and costumes, waving passionately at crowds which crammed the alleyways of Cheung Chau. I love this so much, said this man. This is how we should attract tourists with our deeply rooted local culture. On the eastern side of Hong Kong Island, streets of Shau Kei Wan were also bustling with vibrant colors brought to life by lion and dragon dances at the annual Tam Kung Festival Parade. Marked on the 8th day of the 4th month of the lunar calendar, the festival celebrates the birthday of sea deity Tam Kung and pays tribute to local fishermen. Citizens waited for the much-anticipated parade on Shau Kei Wan's main street and cheered when dancers started their performances in exuberant energy. Reka Zheng, Deputy Director of Home Affairs, said the 9-day series of events to celebrate Tam Kung Festival started last Thursday and is sure to showcase specialties and beauties of Hong Kong's eastern area and promote traditional culture. Janice Yu, Cable News. 32 video links of protest anthem Glory to Hong Kong can no longer be accessed in the city after streaming platform YouTube complied with a SAR court order. But clips with keywords related to Glory to Hong Kong could still be accessed. In a statement, YouTube expressed disappointment while complying with the court's order. It also stressed that the company's mission was to give everyone a voice and shared concerns over human rights and freedom of expression. Complying with the injunction order, YouTube announced the geo-blocking of videos with immediate effect for viewers in Hong Kong, and related links will be gradually removed from Google search in the city. A container truck was severely damaged after it collided into two other vehicles ahead of it on Ting Kau Bridge near Tsuen Wan at around 9:30 a.m. The 40-foot-long truck was heading towards Kowloon when failed to brake in time after a car further down in the same lane slowed down. Ramming into a dump truck and private car, the cabin of the long vehicle was severely damaged. The injured truck driver was trapped in the mangled wreck before being rescued by firefighters and sent to Yan Chai Hospital. With the Kowloon-bound lane of the bridge shut down for almost 3 hours, traffic on Tuen Mun Road and Tai Lam Tunnel heading towards the bridge was also disrupted. Some bus routes had to be diverted.
newly approved $2 hike in taxi fares, which takes effect in mid-July, has been received with mixed reactions. After the Executive Council yesterday approved a raise in flag 4 for urban, new territories, and Lantau taxis. While fares will go up from $27 to $29 for urban taxis, a ride in the Green New Territories cab will cost at least $25.50, and those on Lantau Island will fork out $24 for the blue taxi. The incremental increase stood at 20 cents for first-tier distance and 10 cents for second-tier distance. Taking to the airwaves this morning, Kwan-sheng, honorary president of the Taxi Dealers and Owners Association, said he welcomed the fare hike, even though it was lower than the industry's request. He pointed out that the new fare adjustment could see drivers earn a few $1,000s extra each month. But business at night was worrying, said, due to the change in people's lifestyle. With insurance fees surging 60% and maintenance costing 30% more, the industry is counting on the government for support. Ng suggested the administration to relax some restrictions on the taxi fleet by setting up more pickup and drop-off points in a bid to improve their earnings. Encouraging more tourists to come to Hong Kong would also help, Ng added. On the same radio program, Transport Commissioner Angela Lee emphasized the fare hike was made with a consideration to strike a balance among all stakeholders, including drivers' income and public acceptance. But she stressed that it may not be appropriate for the trade to request a fare review on a regular basis, and the industry should enhance its services instead of relying on price hikes. Janice Low, Cable News. Labour Minister Chris San emphasized there's an urgent need to reform the Social Workers Registration Board, as the body is undergoing a change of term soon. He took to the airwaves this morning to criticize the group on suspicions that some members with a criminal record might have had their applications approved. The secretary pointed out that by increasing the number of appointees from 6 to 17 allows the body to be more diverse, which would also benefit the professionalism and development of its members. Board Chairman Ng Yat Meng admitted that the group has approved the applications of those with a criminal record after they went through rehabilitation, and questioned whether the society is unwilling to offer them a second chance. He agreed that the statutory body could be enhanced, but changes should only be carried out after consulting relevant stakeholders. In a further boost to tourism on the mainland, the National Immigration Administration announced to fully implement a visa-free entry for foreign tour groups arriving on cruise ships in coastal provinces of China. Starting today, groups comprising of 2 or more individuals arriving on a cruise ship can enter China visa-free and stay for up to 15 days, provided their sightseeing arrangements are done through authorized domestic travel agencies. Arriving passengers must limit their activity to any of the 13 ports, including Shanghai, Tianjin, Guangzhou, and Sanya, which are authorized to welcome foreign cruise ships. Visitors can also take a trip to Beijing. Tour groups should leave China when the cruise departs for its next destination.
Indonesian rescuers raced to find dozens of people still unaccounted for after flash floods and a cold lava flow inundated neighborhoods and swept away houses, killing 67 people in parts of western Sumatra. Hours of torrential rain caused mud and rocks to flow into districts near one of Indonesia's most active volcanoes, sweeping away dozens of houses and damaging roads and mosques. Homes and businesses were full of sludge after a deluge of volcanic material, mud and rain tore through neighborhoods. Cold lava, also known as lahar, is volcanic material such as ash, sand and pebbles carried down a volcano's slopes by rain. More than 4,000 people have been forced to evacuate from affected areas, with cleanup and rescue operations ongoing for days. The death toll is likely to rise.
Boeing could face further prosecution after the aircraft manufacturer breached terms of its agreement in which the company avoided criminal charges for 2 fatal accidents involving its 737 MAX planes. Under its deferred prosecution agreement in 2021, Boeing paid $2.5 billion in penalties and promised to improve its safety and compliance protocols after a Lion Air crash in Indonesia in 2018 and another involving Ethiopian Airlines in 2019 killed a total of 346 people. Relatives of the victims have called for criminal action against the company. However, Boeing has continued to face intense scrutiny over the safety of its aircraft after the door of an Alaska Airlines 737 MAX blew off shortly after takeoff earlier this year, leaving a gaping hole in the side of the plane. The US Department of Justice has given Boeing 1 month to respond before it decides on what further action to take.